to the replay.
Hey,
for those
friend.
of you who are tuning in to the replay, welcome to the live. For those of you that are here on the live, hey, beautiful.
Hey, y'all. Hey,
Your braids are cute, Sab.
Thank you. I was trying to figure out what I could wear for the episode. I want to wear my hat, but can I show y'all my t-shirt, though?
Go for it.
So y'all know where I'm from. My Milwaukee Bucks won. And game 6 is tomorrow. I'm not hopping on the bandwagon. I'm not trying to get in love with them, but I am trying to represent the Milwaukee Bucks.
You can rep your city,
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good in the hood. I have not been watching, but congrats, and we'll see what happens. So we see y'all coming on here, y'all. In full transparency, y'all. Today has been a day, and we are just so happy to be here. This is our safe place to really let our hair down and let loose and just connect with our BBG family and all of you that are out there. So we see some of y'all already getting started, introducing yourselves in the comments, letting us know where you're watching from. Go ahead and tag some of your friends in the comments. They probably need a break from life today too. So tell them to come on over here and hang out with us. So that we can have a beautiful time together. If this is your first time hanging out with us on BBG TV Brownversations, we want you to type first time in the comments. And if you are always here hanging out with us, go ahead on and type hey beautiful in the comments so that we can acknowledge you. Woo! Sad.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday, though. It's a happy Monday. Well, happy afternoon, evening, Monday.
Ish, yes, afternoon, evening, depending on where they're watching, right? So if you all are here on the West Coast, it's about 5 o'clock there. It's 8 o'clock here in Pennsylvania. So shout out to y'all. I do want to give a quick shout out to India. It is her first time hanging out with us.
Hey,
so
India.
Welcome, India. So excited to have you here. We also have Tanya from Atlanta. Welcome, first timer.
What up, Saudi?
So those are your first time spirit fingers.
Hey,
Sam, why you always laugh when I give the spirit fingers?
No. I was laughing because I called her shorty. She was from Atlanta. So anytime anybody from Atlanta come in, I try to acclimate virtually. Be like, hey, shorty.
What up, shout? How you doing? So we definitely want to take a moment to let you all know what we are watching. I'm just going to go ahead on and give a disclaimer and say we are probably not going to be responsible for our actions today. It's been a lot. Today has been a day. It's a lot to talk about and all of those things. So just put that out there, okay? So just so y'all know, just in case, disclaimer alert. But on that note, definitely want to make sure we go ahead and welcome you all. This is Brownversations. This is our bi-weekly opportunity to connect with our beautiful brown girl community. Here at Beautiful Brown Girls, we are always striving to make sure that we are living our very best lives. And here we talk about all the things that matter to us and the people that we care about. So we really invite you all to hang out with us, to connect with us, to tag your friends in the comments, to really have a great time. We lean on audience participation. So definitely like the comments up because we've got all sorts of things to talk about. So my name is Kimberland. I come to you all out of Central Pennsylvania. I am a life coach. I'm an educational consultant. I'm an actor. I'm a model. I'm an author. I do all this stuff. And tonight, I am one of your hosts here for Brownversations.
Well, Kimberland, I'm surprised that you're even in Pennsylvania, but because you've been jet setting everywhere. Last time you were in this place, never mind, put your business out there. Anyway, my name is Sab. I'm one of your co-hosts this evening. I come to you out of the Big D, Dallas. I am a B2B marketing professional. I'm a podcast host, one of your co-hosts, daughter to Barbara, sister to Maria, sister to Sybil, sister to Tawana May. God rest her soul. Your anniversary is this week. And I'm really excited to be here with you all. And let's get it rocking. We got a jam-packed show, much like every show. And we depend on you. I'm gonna start calling. We still need to talk about a name. I was about to call them our co-hosts. They are our co-hosts, but I don't want to act like Wendy Williams, because you know how Wendy Williams calls her co-host. So we got to come up with our own name. We talked about this last show.
Yeah, we are still looking for a name for you all, for our community. So some of you all said you're good with beautiful brown girls. Others of you kind of got the juices flowing. So if something moves in your spirit for you to submit that, feel free to drop that in the comments and let us know. Sab, you were modeling your shirt. I want to model mine because
yes, let's see.
that we had a show, I was not home, right? As you mentioned, I was jet setting. I'll be out here in these streets, safely, of course, and social distance with my mask. But I got home and I got my shirt.
I like it.
So we mentioned last show that we have some new merch that is out. So we definitely want to make sure that you all connect with us on our website, beautifulbrowngirls.com, and also in our members network, members.beautifulbrowngirls.com. There you will be able to see the merch that we have. So this particular shirt says, beautiful brown girls are resilient, daring, happy, joyful, caring, and change agents. And okay, so you can get you one of those shirts by going again to beautifulbrowngirls.com or going to members.beautifulbrowngirls.com, and there you'll be able to connect with us in our VIP space, free from the algorithm and all of the things trying to hold the brown girl down. Okay, so definitely want to make sure that you all get connected there, and I wanted to go ahead on and plug that out. We also wanted to welcome back our beautiful brown girls that were at the Beautiful Brown Girls Girlfriends Getaway.
Miami, right? I think
yes. So they were in Miami, living it up, honey. The pictures look amazing. Okay. I'm talking flower crowns and child balloons in the background, honey. They had a marvelous time. So shout out to all of those ladies who got the chance to hang out in person and really connect. Coach Cass was there. She has been a faithful member of the Beautiful Brown Girls community, as well as maybe about 30 or 40 of our Beautiful Brown Girls members were there. So welcome back to those of you who were at Girlfriends Getaway.
It did look
all right. Do we have any other announcements, Sab?
No, those are the only announcements that we have this week. So we can go ahead and get into it.
Let's get this party popping then, sis.
All right. So we usually start off with new movies, new shows. So new movies, new shows that we thought that you would find interesting. So Sex and the City. Are you a Sex and the City fan, Kimberland, ladies?
I've seen a show or two.
Okay, so the show. Okay, I like the movie. Maybe watched the show less than a handful of times. So Sex and the City, the sequel series, has added 3 more characters. And the reason why we wanted to bring this up is because Sex and the City, similar to like Friends, they typically don't have any Black people in the cast. And so this show, they're adding 3 cast members to 3 brown girls, Nicole Ari Parker, and then they're adding a woman by the name of Karen Pittman, and then they're also adding a woman by the name of Sarita, I don't want to butcher her name, Shathuri, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing her name incorrectly. So yeah, I just wanted to bring them up because we learned that they'll be joining the show's cast this season. Maybe this will compel me to want to watch. But if they were in the movie, yeah, I would definitely tune in. But yeah, it's good to see brown girls and Sex and the City.
Yeah, I'm excited about Nicole Ari Parker. I like her a lot. So I think anytime that they add Black women to the space, that it is going to be a value add. I actually... This isn't pictured here, but I actually just finished watching First Wives Club. And First Wives Club is a favorite movie of mine that was with white women, Goldie Hawn and Bette Midler and I forget who else, Diane Keaton maybe. But anyway, this time it's with Jill Scott and Ryan, Lord, what is her last name? Sterling K. Brown's wife, and Michelle Buteau. We had talked about her. So anyway, I said all that to say, I love when we remake these things with Black people. Because I think it really shows that we can have these lovely, uplifting experiences free from trauma as well, right? Yeah. And that has kind of been reserved for white people. So I'm interested to see what this might look like for Sex in the City and for these new cast members. And hopefully it will really take off. So we'll see.
So check that out. Let's see. Okay, so I got a song for y'all. Good times, anytime you need a payment. Good times, anytime you need a friend. Good time. Okay, did I get it right? Good times, anytime you run out and from under. Not anyway. So I don't know all the lyrics. Good time. All I know is this.
I got a song for you.
What?
Yeah, we're moving on up to the east side. To a deluxe apartment in the sky.
No. That's all I know.
Why are we singing?
Why are we bringing that up? It's because Good Times, Different Strokes, they're all coming to Amazon Prime Video. Launched on July 15th to Amazon Prime. So other titles include The Jeffersons, Sanford and Son. They are launching on Amazon Prime Video later in 2021. Now, All in the Family, Good Times, One Day at a Time are launching on a platform that I just learned about called IMDb TV. Y'all, how many of these streaming platforms they're going to keep coming out with? So I always thought IMDb TV, the letters, the alphabet, was where you go and look for discographies, but they're coming out with their own streaming platform. So yeah, 227, Different Strokes will be on Amazon Prime, The Jeffersons, Sanford and Son. This is needed. These kids from the 90s, the 2000s, and all they need to know their culture.
Yeah, these are those oldie but goodies. Like, I'm here for this. So what I'm wondering is, did you have like a favorite? And we're just gonna like go with the ones that have Black people, right?
Yeah.
So if we think about 227, The Jeffersons, Sanford and Son, or Good Times, which one would be the one that you would choose? 227, The Jeffersons, Sanford and Son, Good Times, or Different Strokes? Which would be the one? You can only watch one. Which one?
Okay, so for me, Mary. Mary. Who is that? Is that Jackie? Jackie? Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're a 227. Okay. So I am with Sabrina. I'm going Good Times.
Good Times. Okay.
Good Times. Mona says 227. Oh, Sarah said, Elizabeth, I'm coming for you. I'm coming, honey. So we got Sanford and Son. Beryl said Good Times was traumatic. It was, but it was a damn.
Yeah. That's why I didn't. That's a whole. Yeah. So yeah, look out for them. Exciting times. Really good content. Really good Black content that we can look forward to. All these streaming services are adding up to be like one big bill. Like,
yeah, I mean they are, but we done already gave you the secret. I'm not going to even say it. They'll have to watch
you did.
Okay, because I already gave you the secret. But we want to know what other like Black sitcoms might you want to see come back, right? Because we've had Girlfriends come back, we've had Martin come back, right? So like what other, and not necessarily come back to be a remake, but like being streamed so that we're able to watch them. So what other one might you feel like you want to check out?
Gosh, everything has come back, I think. Ooh, don't slap my Black card. Punky Brewster. I know that's not Black. But Cherry's on there. I like Punky Brewster. I know. I missed that whole. Missed it. I know y'all are like Sabrina.
I'm like, okay, girl. That was not the assignment.
I like Punky Brewster.
Okay. But okay, we can go with that. Lakia said you got to go to the corner. Family Matters. I like that one. Beryl said Thea.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Thea.
Linda said the game. Actually, Linda, the game is supposed to be coming back. We had talked about that one. I don't know what it's gonna look like though, but it's gonna be back.
In the house with LL Cool J.
In the house. In my ear, Campbell, God bless her, baby girl. Oh, this is a good one. Sarah said, "What's happening?"
I don't know why I thought What's Happening was a part of this. I have to look a little bit deeper to see if it's part of the release. But yeah, so check those out.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Amen. I used to love that
show. Amen.
With Sherman Hemsley. That used to be a good one. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm getting us distracted, y'all. My bad.
And speaking of Black shows, beloved actress Marla Gibbs is set to receive her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yay. It's about time. She's been around.
I'm like, you hadn't had it already? Like, why wasn't this a thing? So we're glad that she's getting her flowers now. And does she play Miss Minnie on Martin? What else did she play on? Obviously 227, but she is just an accomplished actress. And it's just really good to have her still here and to have her get her proverbial flowers here on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I've never been to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but maybe one day I'll get there and I'll take
it. And you can take a picture next to Marla Starr, honey. She been in the game a long time. So it's about that time. I'm here for it.
All right. So let's start with, we've heard about the passing this past weekend of the legendary entertainer Biz Markie, real name Marcel Theo Hall. He passed away at the age of 57 due to, I believe it was diabetes complications. So they, according to TMZ, they spoke with the family who said that he passed away Friday night at a Baltimore hospital. And let's just send our, I hate saying just send our thoughts and prayers. Just keep them sending love and light and hugs and just, what do I always say? I always say I'm sending peace and tranquility to you. And because there's nothing you can really say to a person, and especially his wife. His wife, I'm sorry, I don't have her statement here, but he seemed like a really jovial guy. Everyone has really wonderful things to say about him. I've never heard a bad thing about Biz Markie. Never. He
was good people. Like when I tell you he was cool. He used to DJ our boat rides at Fisk. So we got a chance to like see him up close and personal, just DJing. Like, is that like an old friend for you?
Yep.
You got what I need. I'm in the singing mood clearly today.
He DJ'd the National Urban League Conference a couple of times as well. So like he was born in Harlem. His first album Going Off in 1988, and just a year later, he went mainstream with the Biz Never Sleeps album, which included the Forever Ever hit song Kimberland just said. Just a Friend. And the song has been sampled numerous times by commercials and just numerous people in songs. And he was an actor too, a voiceover actor. He was a regular actor as well. I remember he played in Men in Black. He was like an alien in Men in Black. This is just sad. It's unfortunate. And think about 57 and is still young compared to how long people are living. It's just really
our greats really young, y'all. So I feel the need, especially because this was complications to diabetes, to really urge us to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves, because like diabetes runs in my family, and I'm always, anytime I have something sweet or something, like maybe I want to drink some water, just really thinking about how we take care of our bodies, because we continue losing so many of our greats at such a young age. So it's just a reminder, of our mortality. So definitely want to send condolences to his family and all of his supporters, and just honor the mark that he's made on hip hop.
Okay. All right. So next we have on the docket is Celebrity Skiwee from my sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And I wanted to bring this up. They have several new honorary members of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So oftentimes what some sororities will do, instead of them going through the entire intake process, they'll just bring on honorary members. I remember they brought on Alicia Keys as an honorary member, Brandy is an honorary member. So this year, shout out for me, Epsilon Kappa Omega 04 follow 44 Skewy. I know it's a little Skewy. Just wanted to get that out there. So yeah, they have several. So film and television producer Deborah Martin Chase, actress Cynthia Erivo, put a pin in that, or maybe not. Businesswoman Ursula Burns. She was the ex-CEO of Xerox, I believe.
Oh, okay. Well, we talked about her before.
We have Alice Walker, author Alice Walker, actress and businesswoman Tracy Ellis Ross is a soror, former professional basketball player and current Big Three head coach Lisa Leslie is a soror, acclaimed costume designer Ruth E. Carter, and broadcaster Robin Roberts. That is a list for you. But there was a lot of sorors are not happy with Cynthia Erivo because she has been critical of Black people, African Americans here in the States. So I'm like, just know a lot of sorors aren't happy because she's been critical about Black people and calling us ghetto. And you joined the first historically, but you honored this woman, brought this woman into the first historically Black sorority. So just know a lot of, in considering her criticism of Black people, Black women here in the States. So a lot of sorors had the stink face and the stink eye and are not really happy about it. Other than that, okay. We have a lot of controversial sorors. We had one, we talked about one last episode. Felicia Rashad is a controversial soror. What are you gonna do? But I welcome all of those women into the sisterhood. Robin Roberts is actually a legacy.
Okay. Well, y'all got some good ones. So congratulations. I am not a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, but congratulations to you all for your new members of your organization. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
I can call Tracy Ellis Ross a soror. She is just amazing. Okay.
How about that?
Kimberly, I hate you.
I am keeping all of my shades, but I'm just gonna sip. Go ahead, girl.
Okay, so this next story, I don't know if we have it on the docket. Do we have the docket about the emojis? Do we have this on the docket? Okay, great. So I wanted to talk about this really quickly. So emojis are coming out. New emojis, we're getting new emojis. So there's going to be a pregnant man, a multiracial handshake, among new emojis being introduced later this year. So this is ahead of World Emoji Day. So the draft list for the next round of emojis has been announced. So far, contenders include a melting smiley face, a lip biting face, several new handshakes, and I just talked about the multiracial handshake. In an effort to expand on race and gender inclusivity, the current lineup has even been customizable skin tones. I thought we already had that though. On the iPhone.
I think it wasn't for like all of them.
Okay.
It was just some.
So yeah, a pregnant man. There have been pregnant men a pregnant man emoji. And a pregnant person to join. They already have pregnant men or pregnant women, but just a pregnant man is I'm not sure. But okay. I'm here for it. I'm here for diversity and inclusivity, but yeah.
So on that note, what might be your favorite emoji, right? Like which one do you use all the time?
Oh.
The praying hands.
I use that a lot. Okay. What about you?
I use the one that is the smiley face, like with the hearts around it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my favorite. So, ladies, drop your favorite emoji. But look, this one that's on here. Let me fix my camera, y'all. So sorry, I'm just wiggling. But this one where the guy is melting there, that's the one I feel like we really need because it's hot outside. Jesus. So what is y'all's favorite emoji? Drop those in the comments. I see Beryl said she has the upside down face when she's being sarcastic.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah has the amen hands or the laughing emoji. Linda's keeping it old school with the smiley faces. Okay. Let me see. Oh, Lakia says she uses this one because she's always witnessing some type of foolery. Okay. Carmen said she uses the wink.
Yeah.
Let me see. Tanya said the heart with the laughing tears face palm. I use the face palm a lot too. Oh, and the one with the hand like this.
Yeah.
In the shrug. I do that one all the time too. So now we'll have some new ones. I kind of like this one with the peeking through the fingers. I like that one. I might try to see how I could throw that one into the mix.
What do you mean?
Oh, that too. Yeah. That might. Oh, I could use that one to replace my one with the smiley face with the hearts. When he's supposed to be dropping? Do we have a
later? We do not have a date here. They just says later in the year.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be looking out for it. So yeah, we got some new emojis, y'all. So let them ride. Okay.
I like the multiracial handshake though. I
wonder what that's gonna look like though to customize. I wonder if that one is gonna be customizable or if it's just gonna be like black and white.
Interesting. Yeah, that'll take too much time to try to find a different skin tone. Like I'm already trying to find the different skin tones, but again, the pregnant man. I know it's a transgender man. That's a transgender man. That is the pregnant man emoji. But I'm just, it's a transgender man. Typically, if I'm not mistaken, it's a transgender man. Okay. I had to think about that one. But, yeah.
So yeah,
melting face. I don't get it, but okay.
It's hot. Oh, that's what I'm gonna use it for because it's hot.
Okay.
Turn on the air conditioner.
Wait, it's hot where you are right now in Philly?
Yes. Listen, let me tell you something right quick. This is totally not what we were supposed to be talking about, but let me tell you something. You know, growing up down south, we feel like up north is cool, right?
Yeah.
Girl, it's hot as heck up here, and people don't even have air conditioning.
Oh.
Bruh, you talking about like I never knew this ever. Like they don't have like central air. Like people still kicking it with window units. Real life. They'll tell you in the comments. Watch. They're gonna say it. But yeah, so we got to get our lives together so we can't go to hell.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's hot. But yeah, so that's I'm gonna roll that one out as soon as it come out. All right, listen.
All right. So I think you're more familiar with this one than I am, but Lovecraft Country. Are you ladies in the community and or men familiar with Lovecraft Country? Because if you are, their creator, their creator, Misha Green, inks an overall Apple deal. And yes, so she's the showrunner, creator and showrunner of Lovecraft Country, and she inked a multi-year overall deal with Apple following what sources say was a competitive bidding process for the writer and executive producer. Now, I believe they did just cancel the show, which blows my mind because didn't this show just get like 18 Emmy nominations?
Yeah, it got hella.
What's the term? Cut off the head, the bees, cut off your nose or whatever. Like,
spite your face.
Yeah, like 18 Emmy nominations.
I don't know. And I don't know if she's shopping it around or like what's happening or why HBO did that or whatever. But what I can say is if y'all have not seen Lovecraft Country, like y'all need to watch it. I saw somebody who was Tanya said she couldn't get past the third episode. Once you get past the third episode, it's so good. Like the first couple episodes, I was like, what am I watching? But it is so good. Like there are so many messages that are in the show. But at any rate, Misha Green, she wrote Lovecraft Country, and she also The Underground is a show that she was affiliated with. Both of those were canceled and not renewed, but nonetheless, she's still getting her bag, honey. And now she's got this deal with Apple. So just kind of staying tuned to see what other kind of content that she's going to create. Because she creates powerful stuff. I don't know why it like doesn't last. But shout out to her for
absolutely. Get your coins. I feel left out. I really wish I would have watched it, but I really wish I would have watched it. But we here, at least Sabrina, roots for everybody Black getting their coins in the movie show space, just because we need more Black content out there. And good Black content. Let me put it, good Black content out there.
Yes. So, yeah. And the name of it is Lovecraft Country. A couple people were asking in the comments. Journey Smollett is in it. Was it Courtney B. Vance?
I couldn't even tell you.
I can't even remember her last name right now. Anjanae is her first name. She was Maddie Moss in the Clark Sisters. And Jonathan Majors is a big actor that's coming up. So they were all in it. So anyway, it's really, really, really good. It's sci-fi type, but it has so much historical context. So check it out. And then a couple other people said that they loved Underground as well. So check that out too, because Misha was behind that as well. And now we'll see what else that she creates, because she out here getting these coins, honey.
Yeah, all right, so let's start. Then this next story, we want to start with a disclaimer. We here at Brown's Conversations, we do not condone violence. We do not condone doing anything that will put yourself in danger. With that being said, I root for this young woman for what she did. So Bianca Chambers posted about her stolen car on Facebook. Ladies, have you heard about this story? Let us know if you've heard about this. I feel like everybody's heard about this story. So she posted on Facebook and about her stolen white Mercedes, and it went viral. And she used social media tips to track her car throughout the city. And at one point, the thief went to go get his haircut, y'all.
No, he went to get his locks
twisted. I'm sorry. He went to go get his locks twisted, and she hit him up in the strip mall. She went in there, and she owns a boutique. And anyway, she tracked down the car. She went in there. She was like, have y'all seen the video where she was just like, hey, is that your Mercedes? I don't even think he got the chance to answer before she stole on him. And then, like, she didn't drag him out by his dreads. The people in the shop, probably the men, dragged him out by his dreads. But the reason why she decided to track it is because, like, the police weren't able to really help her. Like, every time she called the police to let them know where her car was, when they would get there, the car would be gone. So this final time she found it, she took matters into her own hands and got her. She slashed her own tires.
So they were able to keep him there until the police got there. So sis got her car back.
But she slashed her tires though,
just in case he tried to run.
And he has a history of stealing cars.
He did.
We've learned, young fellow in Detroit. And the only thing I didn't like about this story a little bit is the fact that they showcased her boutique on the news, and that could have negative repercussions. I hope not. Maybe it'll do her some good and bring her business to her boutique. But she's a boutique owner, and she wasn't having it. I think she just got this car, her new Mercedes, and she wanted her car back. And again, I don't know what I would have done.
We don't condone violence, but I did find it funny.
All right. So the next one that we wanted to talk about, this happened, I want to say July 7th, the assassination of Haiti's president, Jovenel Moise, was assassinated. When I first saw this come across my phone, I was just like, whoa, like I was floored, because you just don't hear about assassinations like that for a country like Haiti. So yeah, we just wanted to bring this up and we would be remiss to not bring it up, just because I'm sure we have some Haitian community members. You probably have some Haitian family members. I have Haitian friends. So they did catch the assailants, and if I am not mistaken, they killed the assailants. They didn't even give them the opportunity to go to trial. But some of them are in custody, but I did hear they murdered some other people. But how do we feel about this?
Well, I definitely know that Haiti is going through a lot right now. And just historically, we've talked a little bit about Haiti before and the deep pride that the Haitian people have. They are the first Black country that was able to get their freedom. So, but in spite of that, Haiti is often in turmoil. We talk a lot about Haiti versus DR, and there's just so much. It's like they can't catch a break. So the country, the prime minister took over, and they're definitely trying to restore order. Some of those people that were in on that plot were from America. Some were from Colombia as well, but really just praying for our Haitian family members and Haitian friends, because anybody that is back in Haiti right now is in the middle of this chaos.
Yeah.
So, just imagine if our president had been assassinated, like how it would just throw the country into complete turmoil, So this is turmoil on top of turmoil. So we definitely just wanted to acknowledge that it has happened and just let you all know that we're watching and we're praying and we're paying attention, because I can't imagine what that looks like and feels like for those of you that may have family members or friends that are there in Haiti. So definitely praying for them. As Tiffany said, Haiti's been pushed to fail over and over. So there have been so many things that just continue to happen to the people of Haiti, and they continue to be filled with so much pride. So we just want to really wrap our arms around our community members and just recognize that this is going on right now. There's not, unfortunately, much that we can do per se, but definitely to let you all know that we see you, and we're here for you and praying for you.
Absolutely. All right. What did somebody just did Sarah? I wish I could say that, but I don't want to mess that up.
I don't speak Haitian Creole, but those of you who do, Sarah, if you'll go ahead on and put a translation in for us, so we can know what that means, because we don't speak the language, but we definitely honor what you are saying there. So we appreciate that.
All right. Naomi Osaka. So she is Naomi Osaka, tennis player, prodigy tennis player, if you will. So she is on the cover of Vogue Hong Kong. And she also has a new Barbie doll out. And she's also on the cover. There was a new cover that came out today where she was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. This girl is like she is ishing on the Olympic Committee and everyone else who's trying to make her feel bad for focusing on her mental health. And I love this. I love this for her. I mean, while she doesn't have to necessarily give an interview and talk, I mean, she's still out there modeling and taking pictures and doing interviews via print. Maybe this is a better medium for her, but she looked lovely. She looked absolutely lovely and adorable.
And to that Sports Illustrated cover is not just Naomi Osaka, it's also Meg Thee Stallion, who's the first female rapper that's on the cover of Sports Illustrated, as well as Lena Bloom. So all three of these women have Sports Illustrated covers.
Today? This issue? Because I thought I read that she was the first Black sports star, first Black. I've heard something about her being the first Black something of Sports Illustrated, maybe the first Black sports player.
But so the three of them are, these are three separate covers. So sometimes they do that where they'll have like several cover models. Okay. So all three of them have a cover that is out, and it's just super awesome. Maisha also mentioned that Naomi has a good documentary on Netflix. I have not yet seen it. So that's what's up. And then Lena Bloom is a trans woman. So she is the first trans woman on the cover of Sports Illustrated. So we have Naomi Osaka, who is Black and Asian. We have Meg Thee Stallion, who is a rapper. And then we have a trans woman on the cover. So first female athlete on the cover for Naomi Osaka. So
Thank you.
definitely honoring them. They all look gorgeous. Okay. So that's what's up.
It is.
Out there killing it.
Athlete. Huh, I have to research that one. I believe you, but I'm like, first female athlete on the cover of Sports Illustrated? Huh? That just seems so, I don't know. Huh.
I don't know.
Oh, never mind. But thank you for that. I'll do my due diligence, do my research. So, all right. So COVID-19 updates. We always got to give you the COVID-19.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, what? What were we going to say?
No, I was going to say, is this the new bop of the summer? But go ahead on and tell the people what it's about.
Well, yeah. So off the heels, not off the heels. So we all know Juvenile's 1999 hit Back That Thing Up. They revamped this into a Vax, V-A-X That Thing Up. Juvenile and Manny Fresh teamed up to create a vaccine PSA type video for the dating app Black, BLK, and for Black singles. And yeah, Kimberland, what she just asked you ladies and her gentlemen, is this, have you heard it? Has anybody heard it and seen the video? Kimberland, have you watched it?
Yeah, I saw it.
First of all,
is this taking over for the, what's this? What year is this? 21. For the 2-1 to the 2-2?
Has he even gotten vaccinated? No, probably, because the man in the video was vaccinating his arm like he was shooting up crack. I'm like, that's not how you do it. So clearly, and then I'm sorry to be so loud, but I'm like, why are you trying to do a PSA for vaccination and you shooting up your arm like it's crack? And then he was like, I just wanted to do something positive for my people and stand in front of the show and show that I'm willing to sacrifice my life by not getting vaccinated. So I hope that he got some coins for this. And I'm mad that they use this platform to, like, I'm just mad all over.
Sab, you ain't out here, girl. You ain't out here backing it up to the back that thing. Hey, girl, you looking good on the back that thing. Hey, you looking good on the back that thing.
Y'all. Yes.
Listen, y'all know I'm from New Orleans or whatever. I cannot endorse this. Juvie, what is you doing, sir? No, ma'am. Total flop. I'm not here for it at all. Beryl said flop for 500, Alex. Okay. No. Linda said we didn't have a better choice. Child, Juvie said they was gonna cut this check, honey. He got himself out there. Him and Manny Charlie threw that thing together right quick. Girl, you're looking good once you back that thing up. Hey. And when they said something like, I can't even remember, something like if you want to somehow kissing somebody or something, yes. I can't. Just it's a no. It's a no for me.
Yeah, they done messed up that whole song for me.
It's a no.
So yes. So we are like several months away from Turkey Day, but even then, Gayle King, is talking about how she revealed how she is banning unvaccinated family members from attending her Thanksgiving festivities. Do you agree with what Gayle King is doing? Are you only inviting vaccinated people to your home this upcoming holiday season? These are things that I don't remember what we did last year. I think I stayed in last year, but you know, now that the world is trying to open up again, but then closing its door again with this new variant, she's like, if you ain't vaccinated, you ain't coming to my house.
Yeah, you ain't coming to my house, period. I'm good. I'm straight. Yeah. I don't want people like that. I really, the Delta variant is out here in full force. Yeah. I just heard that Florida is now leading the country in cases, and I'm good. I'm good. I'll just be with myself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Honestly, I did recently go get another COVID vaccine test recently. It was a rapid test because I just felt uncomfortable with some things happening in Texas. And I have been out. When I am out without my mask, you guys, full disclosure, I'm in an open space. But I still felt paranoid. I was like, let me go get a COVID test. So I'm good. I'm Gucci. But still, it's still out there. I still wear my mask. I'm not going into Walmarts and these stores without my mask. It's a way of life. It's a lifestyle for me now. And I'm okay with that. So as we always say, every show, do what's best for you and yours. Continue to protect yourself. If you can, please wear your masks. Speaking of wearing your mask, so LA County will now require masks indoors because of the alarming rise of the coronavirus and this new variant. And LA County will again require residents to mask up in indoor public spaces, regardless of your vaccination status. Okay. I don't know the numbers in California or LA County, but clearly they needed to do something because these numbers are increasing with this new variant. And then just overall, people just not getting the vaccination and people not wanting to get vaccinated. The reason why I think the country has opened up a lot is just because they had to achieve a certain amount of people getting vaccinated, which is why a lot of states are saying, okay, well, now we can open up the world again, or we can say not wear your mask anymore. I think it was like 70% that they had to achieve of the country getting vaccinated.
But 70% of the country is not vaccinated. Like less than 50% of the country is vaccinated.
I can't verify that. I was
looking at it on CNN earlier today. Like we are opening the country because of capitalism. That is it. So when we ask about letting people in for the holidays or like all of this, we should have never been opening in the first place because the only reason we were doing that was for capitalism. Like that's it. So it's just it's a lot. And I'm just say no, I'm not having nobody over for the holidays. I'm wearing my mask. I am social distancing. I just my bubble is real. So I'm just out here like just stay over there, everybody. Just period. Like I'm not here for it at all because these numbers are rising quickly. And speaking of, Irma just made a comment about the Olympics. I just read earlier today, Coco Gauff had to plow to the Olympics because she tested positive.
Who did?
Coco Gauff.
Okay.
And then two of the alternates for the women's gymnastics team just tested positive, so they can't go. So it's like, why are we still pushing all, like it's stupid to me. Like, why are we still sitting up here trying to act like it's not happening? Like this is dumb.
Shut down the whole Olympics. Like yeah, and then they aren't allowing spectators to come to the Olympics. So only
correct
people in the country.
But that should have been like number one. If we can't allow spectators to come, that means we can't keep people safe. Why are we pushing to do this? Tiffany said they also said that 60 plus people in Olympic Village are positive. Like there are positive cases flying all over the place. So again, all of this is about capitalism, period. Yeah. None of this is about, oh, it's safe to open. It hasn't been. This is about capitalism and getting dollars.
Yeah.
Over it.
It's never been about keeping us safe.
At all.
Never been about keeping us safe.
Jumping. So we gotta do what's best for us and to each his own.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So the NFL. The NFL will play the Black National Anthem before every week 1 game starting this season. And I really want to know what Colin Kaepernick is thinking. Colin Kaepernick is thinking right now, because lift every voice and sing. I don't know all the words. I only know the first couple of lines.
I was just about to ask if y'all actually know the Black National Anthem.
But they gonna learn today.
Because I had to learn all of the verses.
So yes, they're going to be playing the Black National Anthem while completely ignoring that Colin Kaepernick is still not in the league. And all of the reason why they're doing this is because of him. And he's still without being on an NFL roster. Like, this just blows my mind. I really would like to know what Colin Kaepernick thinks. I really want to know what you ladies in the community think. Like, the NFL, the racist NFL is playing the Black national anthem. The white owner owned, every white owner owned, all Black players, the heavy white old man audience. It's just. Of course, a lot of people aren't happy about it, but that's the world that we live in. But
it's performative. It's performative, yes, and I'm over it.
Absolutely,
like it's performative. They're just doing it like they ain't fooling nobody. Like, y'all ain't changed nothing. Y'all ain't changed no policies. You ain't made nothing equitable. Shut up. Again, it's about what? Dollars. It's about dollars. All it is about dollars. Yeah. So, and yeah, Beryl said, and white folk gonna be hot in them stands. They are. It's a pacifier to keep us quiet. It's to make us think that something is happening. Aisha said, baby step, but it is a step. It is a step. I don't know. I'm super. It's whatever. Like, I just feel like they're doing this just to be saying they did something, checking the box, complying.
Yeah. I forgot what initiative this is going towards, just because they have invested a lot of money into initiatives I forgot what the name is, but this is like an initiative on the NFL's list. So you're right. They are just checking the box to say, we did it. Are you happy now? So I'm curious to see what that turns out to be, or what that turns out, because it's going to be a lot of mad white folks, which is fine. They're always mad. So next, Congressional Black Caucus member, Representative Joyce Beatty, was arrested. Was it this past Thursday, or was it a Thursday ago?
Last week.
On Capitol Hill, along with 8 other activists who were demonstrating for voting rights. So yeah, she was arrested after a voting rights protest in the Senate office building, and they had led a rally demanding senators to end the filibuster to pass federal voting rights legislation. The Capitol Police had asked them to dismantle, and they did not. Sometimes you have to do things, and sometimes you have to shake a table, turn a table over, make noise to make change. And I salute Representative Beatty, and all of the 8 other people who were with her in this fight for voting legislation.
Ain't that something, how they managed to arrest her, but they ain't managed to arrest all them insurrectionists that stormed the Capitol?
Yeah.
Ain't that something? Yeah. But yeah, so Maisha said good trouble, and that's a shout out to John Lewis, who the 1-year anniversary of his passing just passed this week, and as a proud Fiskite and alumna of Fisk University, his legacy has really been in people's minds as they continue to advocate about voting rights and about equity. So yeah, sometimes good trouble is necessary. All the time. Let me rephrase that. All the time, good trouble is necessary. I find myself in it almost every day. But it is necessary to continue to make people feel uncomfortable so that change can come. I was reading that some of the people that were with her were from Texas, and they had left Texas to join in on this, and the governor issued a warrant for their arrest because they weren't there to vote on some type of initiative or something like that. So it's just the weaponizing of advocacy is just something that continues to happen across the country. So shout out to good old Texas, huh?
Yeah. I mean, no state tax. So, it's one benefit.
That part. It's a thing. So yeah, just again, being aware, making sure that we are doing everything that we can to make sure that those who are connected to us are registered to vote, and that we're really pressing in and leaning in about this legislation that is happening or not happening regarding voting rights. It's 2021 and we're still here.
So this next story, Senate Bill 2122. I feel free to jump in at any point. So, Illinois becomes the first state to ban police from lying to minors in interrogation under a new law. This office said in a statement that while the use of deceptive tactics like lying was deemed permissible in 1969, members of the Seventh Circuit Federal Court of Appeals, as well as the Illinois Court of Appeals, have since condemned the practice because of the risk it poses in producing false confessions. This comes to mind. What comes to mind? What's that movie? When They See Us. That was that's what I think of, because number one, like, I learned to never talk to the police.
Did you really?
Huh? Yeah.
Did you really?
Never. Because they aren't there to help you. They aren't. And this isn't
just a child. You learn not to talk to the police.
No, as an adult, I learned to not talk to the police. As an adult, I've learned that you just don't talk to them. One of my favorite podcasts is Sword and Scale, and this whole episode on why you shouldn't talk to the police, and he broke it down, and a lot of police officers. Anyway, yeah, never talk to the police. In terms of, like, if you're like getting arrested or something, a bit like even for a ticket. I don't know. Do you talk to the police if you get pulled over? You just hand over your license. Anyway, I think so that's what I think of when I think of When They See Us, is like, you never talk to the police. And it's just, what's the word that I want to think of? It's infuriating to think that there are many instances where kids talk to the police.
Yes.
And they're interrogated and they go to jail and or prison at a young age because they were coerced into giving a false statement, because that's their tactic. Their tactic is to sit there and say the same thing to you several times and mind F you. And that's what it does, essentially. Just they're there to mess you up. Excuse me. Obviously I'm not a lawyer or a police officer, or I don't practice law, but I do know what I know, and I know what I don't know. And I do my due diligence enough to know that if I were in a situation, I wouldn't talk to the police. So it's on record here. Sabrina will never talk to the police. But I don't plan on getting in trouble. Maybe good trouble.
It doesn't have to be about trouble, and that's the thing. So the reason why this law passing is so powerful is because we're talking about children. That's why I asked you, like, did you learn that as a child? No. Right? Because as a child, I learned that you turn to the police to get help. Like, that's officer friendly. That's where you go when you need assistance, right? So when you think about the dynamic of a child being questioned by the police who have power, of course they're going to comply. Of course they're going to answer questions. Of course they're going to feel like they're supposed to. So what we have been seeing, and it happens a lot in the school system. I actually some months ago had hosted a town hall with the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, because Pinellas County schools were renewing a contract with law enforcement, and they did not have language in there that said that minors couldn't be interrogated without an adult present. So that is something that they do. Like, they will interrogate children without their parents being present, without a teacher being present, without an adult being present, and then they utilize what the kids say against them when they should have never been interrogating them in the first place without an adult present. So this law is really big because it provides that protection for those minors to be able to have some kind of recourse if the police lie or if they try to coerce them into talking before someone is present who can advocate for them on their behalf. So, to that question, like, it's a fine line that we walk about how we teach our kids to interact with the police. The police are supposed to be to protect and serve. However, in many of our communities, they're not. So we don't want to raise our kids to be anti-police, but in the same token, we want to make sure that they know anything they say can and will be used against them.
That dynamic has changed, Kimberland, over the past several years. That whole having a rapport with police, with children, right, it's long gone, in my honest opinion.
It depends on the community.
Yeah,
Because in New
yeah,
Orleans, like, and that's the thing, like in New Orleans, our police officers look like us, right? So we don't grow up with this image that the police are the bad guys. Like, that's just not what it really looks like.
Okay.
So I think it does depend on the community, but you're right. Like, I remember having students and our resource officer at our school. I remember him saying like, "Oh, I saw so-and-so at the store," and he would be like, "Hey," and they were like, "I don't talk to the police." And they were in middle school, so it's definitely a lot that's there behind the scenes. But I think this law is a step in the right direction to protect our kids, because otherwise they're just using lies in order to manipulate them.
Yeah. So can you keep this picture up? I'm going to ask you lead this next discussion, because this one, we're going to need all of you ladies. Kimberland, we're everybody. This is all of us. I'm calling you co-host. I'm swiping that from Wendy Williams, because we're going to need you guys on this next topic, because this issue, we're talking about white fragility, white rage, and white inferiority. We've seen, let me speak to you about this picture that Kimberland has up right now. So this West Virginia school paused a black math genius program because white people felt it was critical race theory. We've heard this buzzword a lot over the past several months, right? How the word black is becoming synonymous with critical race theory for white people across the nation. The word black is somehow synonymous with just critical race theory and racism and divisiveness, excuse me. So yeah, they paused this program. So I won't go into this story, but there are just so many other stories out there that have to do with white fragility, white rage, white inferiority.
So yeah, another story that came up, one of the nation's largest teachers unions pledged to defend those who teach honest history as parents and politicians continue to lose their minds over critical race theory. So there's been a lot of stuff that's been coming up as well about, if we say, for instance, one of the ones that I always see is we teach that veterans had the GI Bill, so that allowed them to be able to go to school and get a home. But then we also should teach that Black veterans did not have access because of racism, right?
Okay.
So that's the honest history that needs to be taught. So we're constantly living in this place where, like you said, critical race theory is a buzzword. Culturally responsive teaching is a buzzword. Anything that has to do with equity is a buzzword. And it's all centered in these concepts of white fragility, white inferiority, and white rage. And one of the things that we saw this past week that was on full display was the example of this white lady that they have dubbed Victoria's Secret Karen. Her name is Abigail Elphick.
I didn't even
and had a full meltdown in Victoria's Secret after she tried to put her hands on a Black woman. So if you're not familiar with the story, a Black woman, Ajioma Ukinta, who also goes by Mama Africa Muslima, was in Victoria's Secret trying to redeem her free panties. To get her free panties, okay? And Abigail did not like the way that she was comporting herself in the store. So she called herself Abigail, trying to hit Miss Muslima, Miss Ukinta, and she had her phone up, so she was recording her. So after that, Abigail has a full meltdown, fake passed out on the floor,
convulsing and everything, like a full
convulsing, screaming at the top of her lungs, then proceeded to chase Ajioma around the store while screaming, "Leave me alone," or "Get away from me," while she's chasing her. It was an 8-part series that was captured on TikTok and by Miss Ukinta. And it showed like all of the pieces. The police wound up coming. The police were absolutely rude to Miss Ukinta. They refused to take Abigail's right behind from out the store.
They were coddling.
It was absolutely ridiculous, right? Yeah. So there are so many things that have been happening. So what happened is Charlemagne on the Breakfast Club had made Abigail the donkey of the day. And in that, he had a clip from this book called My Grandmother's Hands by the author Resma Menakem. And we want to play this clip. So while we are listening to the clip, we want you all to put your reactions into the comments about what he is saying here. Okay. The clip is maybe about a minute and 45 seconds or so.
But it's worth it. Like, please,
but it's really, really good. So we want you to listen to what it's saying and then put your reactions into the comments, and then we will talk about it on the other side. Okay, so let me cue it up.
We need some anti-Karen legislation.
We do badly. It's just so much going on that we just really need to fight. Okay, so hopefully we'll be able to hear this.
So white fragility, I don't know, but listen.
For centuries, Americans have lived with a strange contradictory myth. Black bodies are incredibly strong and frightening and can handle anything short of total destruction, while white bodies are weak and vulnerable, especially to black bodies. So it's the job of black bodies to care for white bodies, soothe them and protect them, particularly from other black bodies. This myth has been reinforced by a secondary fantasy. Because white bodies are so vulnerable to black ones, when a black body is not subservient to a white one, it must be destroyed. And because black bodies are nearly invulnerable, that destruction must be swift and ruthless. A common form of white fragility involves a strong and immediate defensive response whenever a white body is challenged on the subject of race and equality, or whenever the topic of race emerges. This has inspired a contorted form of white self-talk. We white people are incapable of soothing ourselves and feeling safe in the presence of black bodies. We are not just physically vulnerable. We are also emotionally helpless when we are around black bodies. White fragility is a reflexive, protective response, a way for the white body to avoid experiencing the pain of its historical trauma inflicted by other white bodies.
So I'm going to pause right there.
White people, I am incapable of, I am just everything that they said here. Like, I want to get this book. I want to get this book as soon as you brought it up, and as soon as Charlemagne brought it up, I wanted to get it. There's so much to unpack here, and I'm not that pensive of a person. I just have my feelings are just all over the place. So I am pensive, but just I don't have the pontificating pensiveness to really express how I feel in this situation. I feel rage and I feel sad and I feel angry because clearly Karen in that situation showed that she had the incapability to know how to react around this black body that she was attacking. She was incapable of masking her emotions, and the only thing she knew how to do was cry and pout, and I don't know what else did she do. She tantrum, and I literally saw a 3-year-old on that floor. And what made me even angrier is how the police were coddling her. They took her outside and they were talking to her and making sure she was okay. And they were like interrogating Ijeoma. I'm sorry, I apologize. Ijeoma. Yeah, there's just so much. So community, please, like I'm looking at these comments here. I'm trying. We don't have a question here, or we might, but we wanted to kind of feed off of you ladies to just get how we feel about this and how to react to this or what to do. That might not be the right word. If we should be doing something, how to react, how to maneuver, how to navigate in this space.
So one of the things I wanted to bring up of what Resma was saying in that clip is how we are conditioned to respond to white tears, especially white women's tears. And white women weaponize their tears. We've seen it time and time
They
again.
know. They
We
do know.
see it with Central Park Karen, with the one that called the police on the guy who was walking his dog. Like, we just see it time after time. But something that I am consistently checking myself on is whether I am being compassionate or whether I am conditioned to respond to whiteness. So as Resma was speaking, it really made me think about how, from our origin in this country, we were brought here to take care of white women's children, to take care of white women, right? So a lot of times, we do that. Sometimes we do it as a defense mechanism because we know that when white women cry, people die. Right. So when we think about Emmett Till, we think about the Tulsa race massacre, like all of that was centered in white women and white women crying about something that didn't even happen. Okay. So it really made me think about when I am responding, because, you know, I do diversity, equity, and inclusion work. I'm talking to white people about their whiteness all the time. So I often have to check myself because I am a naturally compassionate person. So I often have to check myself on, am I feeling moved in this moment because I'm being compassionate, or am I feeling moved in this moment because I've been conditioned to respond to white women's tears? And it's a constant struggle and constant battle. So something for me is really making sure that I check that. And I think it's very easy to say, oh, their tears don't bother me. Yeah. But they do bother us, because even if it is just that, I know that if these tears are not dealt with, that I might not go home. That's something that is bothering us, right? So how do I then, as a Black person, show up in this world dealing with Karens and Abigails and Beckys and all of the foolishness that they do, and still be able to make it home? So one of the things that we were wondering is, we were kind of like talking about having like a toolkit or like different strategies that we can utilize when we're confronted with this type of behavior, so that we can make sure that we're operating from an authentic place. And we'll talk a little bit more about authenticity in a moment. But really examining where we are coming from and how we can exist without compromising who we are and what we believe in and what we stand for. So we're very interested in hearing from you all what you do in order to combat this type of behavior, and what types of power stances do you have, or what types of things do you do to combat this type of stuff so you don't get caught up? I hope that came across clearly.
It did, Kimberland. It did. So thank you for expressing that and sharing that. But it makes me think, like, why do we have to be the ones to have to combat it? Why can't we flip it and do the reverse and, like, I don't know, fight fire with fire? I know that might be the best term to use, but there was this instance when I first moved to Texas. I'll try to be really quick. I got pulled over and I started crying. Because I think I didn't have, my plates weren't updated or something wasn't updated. And I started crying, and he saw that I was crying. And I swear to you guys, now he let me go. Let me go. And I was just like, I intentionally didn't pull a Karen. I wasn't trying to pull a Karen. I know Karen wasn't a thing back then, but I started crying. He saw that I was crying. He let me go. I wasn't pulled over for not even 5 minutes, not even 2 minutes. I was like, man, I'm in Texas and he let me go. So maybe and I'm serious, like, y'all, maybe we need to start pulling a Karen on them and flipping it. Because did you guys see that video of all those white women showing that they can cry on cue?
Oh, I did see that.
So what works for Karen could potentially work for us. I was so surprised that I was crying, genuinely crying, like I was scared as shit. Because I was like, I ain't got no plates. I did have plates. I forgot what it was that I didn't have. But yeah, I mean, Why can't we do that? Why can't we flip it? And then, so in that instance, it's hard to say how I would have reacted to Karen and Abigail or Karen in that situation. But like, why can't we do the same thing that they're doing and cry and act like the victim in that situation? Because they clearly know how to act like the victim. And I think we should act like the victim too. Like, I'm serious.
And I give White Lady Clutching Pearls tutorials. I'm not going to do one today, but there is something to that, right? There is something to using the strategy that is used against us on others. There's also Beryl, our producer, came up with like this 3-step process, if you will, of how to really combat racism. So, or combat this Karen type behavior. So one thing is mindfulness, knowing that you belong in the space. Mm-hmm. Again, I feel like this is all so much easier said than done, because again, yes, I can walk in and say I belong in this space, but am I really walking in with the confidence in my mind and body that I actually belong in this space? So doing the work to know that I belong in this space. Planting my feet, right? It's something about the stance, right? So for instance, if someone is chasing me, am I going to make a choice to run, or am I going to make a choice to stand? Now, I can't say right or wrong, right? To each his own, and everybody deals with a traumatic situation in their own way. But if I have the ability, can I plant my feet so that I am grounded again, and knowing that I am assured and I am supposed to be in this space, right? Mm-hmm. Then taking my time to breathe. Resetting myself, right? Hard. Because this type of stuff, you either ready to go clean off, right, or you like ready to cut somebody out, you ready to hit somebody. Like, it's so many things. So can I take a moment to reset myself and breathe, and take a moment before I give any type of response or reaction? So then the next step is pacing myself, talking slowly with clear communication, right? Yep. That might sound like I'm very confused as to why you were lying on the floor having a temper tantrum right now when you just tried to hit me. Right? So not this energy up here, but really bringing down that energy and talking very slowly and very clearly in what that looks like, what you're seeing, not allowing somebody else to move you. Now, this takes practice, right? This is not something that you're going to get, right back off the like, this is not snap your fingers and you got it, right? So, and yeah, as Melissa said, we're not the same, and we would be misguided to think that we are going to be treated as such. So yeah, we shouldn't have to, but in the effort of making sure that we are doing what we need to do, really taking that stance to be able to show ourselves as calm and assertive. Now, the background work to this that really needs to be done, I feel like, is rooted in this concept called radical self-acceptance. So that kind of goes like into our mental health moment for today, because it's something I personally have been working on, of showing up as my authentic self in spaces. Now that I am free from anybody else's system of work and I am working for myself, I have the ability to show up in spaces as myself, right? Unapologetically, but all of us aren't there. So I came across this on Therapy for Black Girls, which is one of our resources that we continuously pull on. And it is this acronym called PRESSURE, about living your truth.
Can we center that? Okay.
So it stands for practice self-compassion, self-kindness, and self-compassion. Release beliefs and patterns that no longer serve you. So again, earlier when I was talking about that programming, like, many of us have been programmed to believe that our only usefulness or the only way that we are to be honored is if we're useful. And we really have to release those beliefs and understand that we deserve to be honored because we are, because we live, because we breathe, not because we can give something to the world. Embracing our uniqueness. right? Getting out of that comparison trap and really embracing who we are and all the unique things about ourselves. Speak your truth from a real place and surround yourself with people that love and support you. Honoring your community, right? Recognizing that everybody isn't supposed to go with you into every area of your life. So really analyzing those relationships that you have to surround yourself with people that do love and support you. Figure out what it looks like to be unapologetically you. Does that mean that you're dyeing your hair bright red and you're going to do that, or you're going to laugh when you feel like laughing and don't worry about how loud you are? Like, what does that look like to be unapologetically you? Remind yourself daily of the great qualities that you possess. I don't care if you have to stand in the mirror and say it to yourself over and over again, if you got to write it on Post-it notes and index cards around your house, but reminding yourself of why you are great. And then envision your future self showing up as this person that is living their truth. So again, this is not ours. This comes from Therapy for Black Girls, but it's Therapy for Black Girls, but it's really centered in embracing the skin that we're in. And so many of us have difficulty really honoring that. We struggle with imposter syndrome. We struggle with people's perception. We have been conditioned to think that white is right, and we have to assimilate to whiteness in order to be accepted. And it's just something that we really have to break. And the more that we can do that, the easier that it will be to combat this type of behavior that we see from Karen, because we'll know I really do belong here, and we'll have that calm strength to be able to combat that.
Yeah, Melissa, your comment hit me. Like, it is. It's that you're right. At the end of the day, we don't know if we would be able to do what they do, but why not try to see? And so don't go into it thinking that what Karen does will work for us, but why not fight fire with fire? But thank you for that, Kimberland.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot.
Why not?
You know, it's a lot, and it's a lot.
Docile. We need to be docile. We don't always have to be the strong woman. Like, I have thoughts on what Kenta went through and her. I mean, it's so easy to say I would have did this, but just cry.
We never know. You know, we never know what we'll do in those situations. So it really is, you know, it's not about necessarily critiquing. It's really about how do I want to show up, and making sure that I do something every day to show up that way. You know, and like I said, I have a Post-it note right here on my computer when I was talking to my therapist, because I was talking to her about this desire that I have to make an exponential impact. And she was like, well, why do you feel like that's your driving force? Like, why is that the thing for you? And I said, somewhere along the way, I learned that the only time that I matter is if I'm giving some type of contribution. And that's a lie. And it was so deep for me. Like, I never really thought about that, but so many of us in our homes and in our families have received that conditioning. So it's the unlearning of that and recognizing that just because I live, I'm worthy. Just because I live, I matter. And America will have you thinking, as a Black woman especially, that you don't matter because of these things.
Do we have time to play Paige Bucher? I don't know how to pronounce her name correctly, but I think this is another good one, just because, or let me know if we have time or not, Beryl or Kimberland. Paige Bucher, she is a white basketball player from UConn. She plays for the UConn Huskies, and this past ESPYs, if I'm not mistaken, it was the ESPYs, she showed what it meant to be an ally. She talked about what it meant to be an ally. She used her platform, she used that space to uplift and highlight Black women in her life and what they were doing in her life, and how she also talked about, I'll read an excerpt, and she said, with the light that I have now as a white woman who leads a Black-led sport and celebrated here, I want to shed light on Black women, she said, after briefly thanking her family, friends, and coaches and her teammates. This isn't the whole quote. So in her speech, she is the reigning national player of the year, but she pointed out to the disproportionately low media coverage of the Black WNBA athletes get, despite making the vast majority of the league, 80%, and award winners, while challenging the sports media to do better in highlighting and amplifying these Black women. Can we play this? Because I will say I was kind of
I'll play it.
Just roll it. Just shut me up. Roll it.
But the life that I have now, as a white woman who leads a Black-led sport and celebrated here, I want to show a light on Black women. They don't get the media coverage that they deserve. They've given so much to the sport and the community and society as a whole, and their value is undeniable. And the WNBA last season, the postseason awards, 80% of the winners were Black, but they got half the amount of coverage as the white athletes. So I think it's time for change. Sports media holds the key to storylines. Sports media and sponsors tell us who is valuable, and you have told the world that I matter today, and everyone who voted, thank you. But I think we should use this power together to also celebrate Black women. So to Maria Taylor, Robin Roberts, Maya Moore, Odyssey Alexander, to all the incredible Black women in my life, on my teams, to Breonna Taylor and all the lives lost, and to those names who have not yet learned, but I hope to share. I stand behind you, and I'll continue to follow you and follow your lead and fight for you guys. So I just want to say thank you for everything.
I tell you, I kind of teared up at that because you can tell when it comes from a genuine place, and that came from a genuine place. It didn't come from a let me read this line type of place. So, yeah, it did give me chills too, Beryl.
Yeah,
that's how you become an ally. That's what it means to be an ally. Yeah, and I apologize if I pronounced her name incorrectly. I just know her name is Paige, but I know I mispronounced her last name.
So on a final note, we definitely want to honor our beautiful brown girl spotlight, who is from the great state of Louisiana. And I'm gonna extend our New Orleans arm just a little bit over to the West Bank for those of you who understand. So she is from Harvey, Louisiana, which is the neighboring parish to Orleans Parish. But this is Zaila Avantgarde, who is the first African-American winner of the National Scripps Spelling Bee. Zaila is 14 years old. She owns several world records, Guinness World Records for the most dribbles in the minute, most bounces in 30 seconds, most balls dribbled at one time. And Zaila won the National Spelling Bee this past week. She has been offered scholarships to several schools, some HBCUs, as well as PWIs. Her Black girl joy has just sprinkling across everywhere. She did a little twirl.
She did.
When she won. And they actually had a second line parade for her today. I saw over Facebook. So they honored her at home in only the fashion that we know how, with the second line. So Zaila is an absolute embodiment of what it means to be a beautiful brown girl, to be filled with so much joy and happiness. And we just really wanted to honor her. She also brought up that while she was competing, that she had the spirit of Magnolia Cox in her mind. Magnolia Cox was a Black girl who was in position to win the 1936 spelling bee, but did not win because judges chose to use a word that was not on the list, and the word was nemesis. So Magnolia misspelled that word, and she came in 5th during that spelling bee. So Zaila said that Magnolia was in her mind as she was competing, and she was proud to bring the moment full circle as the first African-American winner of the Scripps National Spelling Bee.
Shout out to Zaila.
So shout out to Miss Zaila.
I did love her little twirl. I was like, I teared. I'm emotional, but beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So thank you for sharing that, Kimberland.
Absolutely. So on that note, you all, we definitely want to, again, thank you all for always hanging out with us and remaining connected to us. We have some first-time viewers, so we want to make sure that you are connected to us in all the ways that matter. So we want you to like us on our Facebook page, Beautiful Brown Girls, as well as join our Facebook group, Beautifully Shaded. Follow us on Instagram at Beautifully Shaded and on Twitter at Beautiful Brown You. We also want to make sure that you are connected to us on our members networks. If you go to members.beautifulbrown.girls.com, there again, you'll be able to see all of the amazing things that we do as a Beautiful Brown Girl community and really connect to other women who have like minds and like spirits. So we definitely want to get you connected that way. And Sab, tell the people where they'll be able to find you.
Yeah, thanks. You guys can connect with me on sabjackson.com. All of my social platforms are there, preferable LinkedIn. I love, that's like my professional Facebook. And you can connect with me on Facebook as well. Yeah, you can connect with me there, sabjackson.com, I guess they'd be, or on Twitter. That's another space that I am connected on as well. So we'd love to connect with you there. What about you, Kimberland?
And you can find me on my website at kimberlandjackson.com. You can also find me on Facebook at Kimberland Jackson or on Instagram at Kimberland J. Our next show that we're going to be together is going to be on August 2nd. And I have a really big announcement that I'm to share because I'm going to be launching something that I've been working on for so long. So can't wait to share that with you all. You all will get the exclusive and really know about all of the stuff that I've been working on. But definitely connect with Sab and I and see all the shenanigans that we're up to on a daily basis and just give us some love. So again, we will be back 2 weeks from now on August 2nd, same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central here on Beautiful Brown Girls Facebook page. The conversation does not stop here, so make sure that you continue dropping stuff into the comments and continue tagging people so that they're able to benefit the same way that you all were. So on that note, we will see y'all next time, y'all.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.